One of the problems that we found in the candles that we received is that the tops have these small holes, little spaces that are often caused by bubbles. While this isn't a problem on the bottom of the candle, it is a problem on the top of the candle. And we cannot sell candles that have these little holes. The best way to avoid the holes in the top of your candle is to make sure that your molds are not too cold when you pour the hot wax. If you're in a room that has air conditioning or fans in order to keep the room cold, then your molds are also going to be very cold. And that is sometimes what causes bubbles to form that result in the holes in the top of the candle. One way to solve this is, once you have all your molds ready and you've melted your wax on your stove, you can put the molds in an oven for 2 to 3 minutes just to warm them a little bit. And then you set them up on your table, you make sure that the wicks are centered, and then you can pour hot wax into a warm mold, and this will help prevent a lot of the defects that we saw in the shipment in April. You also want to make sure your room is not cold while the candles are cooling. You want the wax to cool very, very slowly. Therefore, make sure that your candles are cooling in a room that doesn't have air conditioning, doesn't have fans, doesn't have a draft. You want the candles to be in a warm room so that they cool down very slowly. So here we are a few hours later. I let the 3 small candles cool for about 2.5 hours, and then I began to poke our 4 holes. And then every half hour I poked the holes again just to make sure that the holes stayed open so that I could make my second pour of hot wax. The candles have now been cooling for 4.5 hours, and every half hour I have been poking holes in each candle for the second pour. And as you can see, there are now 4 open holes ready for the second pour. The candle is still warm on my fingers, so it is not cooled completely. One of the problems that we found with the first shipment is that the second pour would separate from the first pour. It would literally break off the bottom of the candle when we received it. This is caused by the candle not being warm enough when you make the second pour, or the wax in the second pour is too hot. That is why we say that the candle still needs to be warm when you make the second pour, and that the wax needs to be 80 degrees Celsius. This will prevent that problem from happening.